Hey everybody, it's Riff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation for the Dwarven Vault. Today we're doing a review. It's been a little while. It's been busy around the holidays, and I got caught up in a couple of competitive drinking things with my fellow dwarves, and nobody remembers who won, but suddenly several days disappeared. Well, in any case, we're back now, and we're back with a review. Today we're doing a creature not a creature, this is a female human who plays in the world of 5e and is a necromancer. So I'm going to pass you over to our favorite reviewer, Red Hornhelm, and let him go to town on this, and we'll talk to you afterwards. I hope you enjoy. Howdy folks, Red Hornhelm here. And it's great to see you all again. Wishing you a very good 2024. Well, it's been a few weeks and there's been lots going on, and my head's still hurting from the competitive drinking contest I was in back on New Year's Eve. A lot of fun though, a lot of dwarves. I don't remember any of it. Oh well. And I'm here today to give you a review on a character that is pretty interesting, I think. Certainly a cool character and some fun, and I think you'll find it interesting. I hope so. And of course we have a review today of a character that we hope you'll find interesting, so we'll get right into it. Today's character is named Demonica, and she, a female of dark skin color, is a necromancer, and she's pretty evil. I don't think that's too difficult to figure out here, is that she might be pretty evil, and as a necromancer, and this of course comes to us from the world of 5e. She is 12th level and is brought to us by, now, good name choice, right? Monica is the actual name of the player, and she serves with the military of our neighbors to the north up in Canada. And she's been playing for a few years with a group, and where she's stationed right at the moment, they have a regular group that plays, and they're basically a group of not so nice folks. So what did Monica do, or what's she like? I mean, she dresses in a dark black cloak that has metal piping done in a design around the edges and the inside, and she says it's done with, I believe it's called Ithlian. It's the type of mithril that only lights up in the moon. Moonlight is what triggers it. It's not bright. It's very shadowy and magical looking. Suits her overall look very nicely. And she travels with a group of other players, a couple of rogues, an evil priest, and an evil fighter. And going back a few adventures, they kind of wandered into a situation based on her ability as a necromancer and her greatest success, and she says really it was what got everything started for us, was her and her group were in a reasonable sized town. They had burgled a important bank in the town and had gotten caught. So they were brought before the magistrate. And in fact, the magistrate, along with the head of the town, were there when they were interviewed. Well, there was a small brew up, kerfuffle, whatever you want to call it, a fight. And in that fight, they managed to capture or kill the guards and the magistrate, and most importantly, had killed the head of the town. While using her necromantic powers, she brought back the head of the town. They took all the rest of the guys, got them out of the way, used the head of the town to explain that these guys hadn't done anything, namely her and her party, and they were to be released forthwith and allowed to take all these boxes with them. They didn't get to see what was in the boxes, but essentially it was the town treasure. So they got far enough away that by the time he was no longer animated, they were able to make good their escape. I almost said mistake. Well, I guess in the long run, it was a mistake. But that was a pretty epic success. And essentially what it did is it established a modus operandi for all of them to go on from town to town, find a way to isolate the head of the town, kill him, reanimate him, and use him to instruct his underlings to assist this party in robbing them blind. That's pretty epic, right? Well, of course, this spawned a wonderful business for them, but it didn't make the dungeon master happy. And the dungeon master's not happy. Nobody's happy. And eventually, he kind of booby-trapped it so that when they went into a large city, continuing with their favorite method of robbing the town blind or the city blind or the castle blind, wherever they could find this opportunity, when they brought back the individual after killing him in this town, they were trying to escape and in the process had to pass through a portion of the castle that was in the center of this town, and that portion of the castle had been demagified. There had been a great battle there centuries ago, and that portion of the city and castle, magic didn't work. It was a no magic zone. Well, they went into that zone with that animated corpse that had been the head of the town, and his animated wife, who had been his queen, or equivalent thereof, the princess, whatever. And when they hit that zone, they dropped like gunny sacks. Our intrepid heroes had, at the same time, not only lost this coverage, but weren't able to use any of the magic they had on them to help them escape. A big battle took place again, and they tried to run away, and several of them, one was killed, the fighter was killed, and the rest were captured, except for our intrepid hero, Demonica, and one of her associates, one of the rogues. They managed to escape. The rest of them were captured, tortured, killed, the whole 9 yards. They were done. And that was a pretty big fail. And now she lives on the run and doesn't have the strength by herself to do what she needs to do, though now that she's back in a zone where there's magic, she'll probably build it back up again. But it certainly was a rather epic fail, both for her and her party. Pretty interesting character, I think. And I do like the clever name thing. That's very cool. And certainly it's very cool that you're working in the service of your country. Once again, nothing but congratulations and well done. We really like this character. Thought it would be kind of a fun character to have if we were an evil party. So let's go back and look at what we have here and how we scored it out. For the epic fail, we thought that the epic fail was definitely probably about an 8. And some of us said 7. So we're going to err on the side of caution and go with 8. Now the epic success, the way in which they started, how this became a whole way of life, I guess, for her and her party, that's really cool. We really enjoyed that, and we thought that was pretty different and a cool thing to do. So on that particular one there, we're going to give them an 8 as well. Now, in talking to the party overall and said, well, overall, how would we rank this character? the results from this character definitely show that they have the chops. And overall, we looked at the character and said, well, yes, their exceptional moments deserved a higher number, but the character itself we think is a 7. So 23 as an aggregate score is very, very respectable. We thought Monica, that's your D-Monica, was a very cool character. Now, of course, would we want you in our party? Even as dwarves and mostly self-seeking, I could definitely see where it would be useful. And it would probably be to some profit for both parties. But there'd also be a lot of mistrust and uncertainty and worry about, can we get into that club in town with this person with, this kind of stuff. So I got a very mixed 50-50 on whether or not it should be part of the party or not. So we're not sure. I think the real answer is that it would depend on how many dwarven ales or whiskey we had that day as to whether we'd say, yeah, come on along, or say, no, it's okay. Why don't you go do something else? So it really would depend on the actual party members and the circumstances as to whether or not we'd want her in the party. But we do think she's very cool. Monica, thank you for submitting this character to us. We really like Monica, and we wish you much success going forward. Hope everybody enjoyed this. If you did, you know what to do. And I'm going to turn you back over to Riff Raff, and he can sign you out. Hope you enjoyed once again. Remember, I'm Red Hornhelm. You're not. So what did you think about Monica? Monica and Monica. I don't see a connection there at all. Do you? I thought it was a very interesting character. I mean, clearly she's the life of any party. Kind of hard to not be when you're a necromancer and you can make sure that there's life at the party. But I thought she was a very interesting character. I got a kick out of this. I hope you did too. If you did, remember to like us, subscribe, tell your friends, come back and see us again real soon. Remember, folks, dwarves rock.